Okay, guys, we are welcome back, and the time is 8:26 now, and tonight is this Sunday, the 13th of December, 2020. I don't want to remind you of the current president. Anyways, that's on a lighter note. Okay, so there's a question here. Can I read public admin in diploma and do political science in degree? Wow, and this is a condition under reading public administration at the diploma level. The condition is that you continue with public admin at a degree level. I don't know if there's a flexibility now. I don't know if there's a flexibility now, but that's the condition when reading public administration at the diploma level. Okay, so, but after your first degree, then you can choose to read. I don't know if there will be flexibility, if there will be any kind of changes, or if there has been, but that's what I know. Okay, when you finish diploma in public administration, then you continue with the same at the degree level. Okay. If you want to read political science at the degree level, then I advise that you read something like adult education at the, how do you call it, the diploma level. That's the way to make your way. That's the way to make it with a clean sheet. Okay, you can make it with a clean sheet, like good, like first class or second class upper or second class lower, at the, so that you get the school quick. Because if you don't graduate at the diploma level with good GPA, it will be difficult for you to get degree with the University of Ghana. You know, University of Ghana is the premier university, and it has its kind of shoulders that we lean on. That's the highest shoulder. Okay, they have their kind of structure that is very, very prestigious to them, very prestigious. So do something that is very flexible so that you get your way out. And yeah, that's what I can say. That something like adult education, so that you'll be able to read your political science in peace. After that, I think I have a last message to read here, a question to read. And after that, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. At what level can someone become clinical psychologist? You know, when you finish some courses, you are done. You become that thing, unless you want to further. Okay? But with psychology, before you can become a psychologist, unless you finish your master's here in Ghana, you have to finish it before you can be referred to as psychologist. Internationally, you have to finish your doctorate to become a doctor. Okay? So 4 years degree, 2 years master's, and 4 years doctorate, 4 or 6 years doctorate. Okay? Then you become a full psychologist. But in Ghana, 4 years Bachelor of Arts, and then 2 years Masters, and then you are a psychologist, whether it's a clinical psychologist or IO psychologist, that's industrial or organizational psychologist, or how do you call it, a health psychologist, which is what I'm looking at whether being a health and neuroscience, neuropsychology, yeah, something like that, or health or clinical. But remember, under your degree program, your Bachelor of Arts, you do all the aspects of psychology, including clinical psychology, but you don't become a clinical psychologist. And what are your chances if you do psychology? You have the chance to become even an HR, human resource manager, in organizations, okay? And you have the chance to become even an administrator, okay? And then, like I said, if you are reading psychology, your mind shouldn't be getting some kind of industrial kind of stuff. You have to make sure I'm either becoming a doctor or something like that, okay? A doctor, or when I say doctor here, I mean health psychologist, clinical psychologist, and all those kind of stuff. But if you want to go, if you are reading psychology, you want to go into the business fields, then after your first degree, then you continue with IO psychology, industrial psychology. Okay, you become an industrial psychologist to be in the manufacturing industries or retail industries. Okay, there's another question here. Can you please explain the classification of students' level performance in terms of first, second, third class? Okay, Amadou Yakubu, Ahmed Yakubu. Like I said, to obtain the highest of the GPA, the highest level is 4.0. And every semester, if you don't take it, drops. Okay, so from 4.0 to 3.6, it's first class. Okay, that's when you're obtaining your AAAAAAB, AAAAAAB, or with one CB, with AAAA. You understand those kind of things. It will give you your first class, and then below that, below the 3.6 to 3.0, is second class upper, which is almost like the first class. Second class upper. Okay, and that is also the same thing. Now, from there, from below 3.0 to 2.5, that is second class lower. Second class lower. So still within the second class. No, 3.0 below that to 2.0. 2.0, sorry. So that is second class lower. Below 2.0 to 1.5, that is third class. And below the 1.0, 1.5 to 1.0, that is pass. Okay, pass. That is pass. Okay, below 1.0, then for you, dear, you should be off the school. So when people are complaining, a lot of graduates are unemployed and all that, from here you know that. From here you know that we have different kind of graduates, right? We have different kind of graduates, not just any graduate. We are not graduates, sir. We have different types of graduates. We have those with first class, second class. Who we have a company. Obiako school 4 years or the 1 point something about. How would you take that person? Yeah, some people will be like, no, some people don't know the theory, but actually, they know the practical, they know the job, they know the okay, you know the job. What is supposed to prove that you know the job is your certificate, and it's not showing. Now the person that is about to employ don't know you. So what do you have to employ? Should he employ you? And if you can't do well, what should he do? You understand? So that's the thing. Your certificate should prove. And I hope you have answered your question. So adult education, someone said, Bella said, adult education is only related to education. Yes, it's related to education, but like I said, it gives you an open mind in almost all fields, like psychology, like sociology, like those kind of things. Okay. Yeah. So since you are an open-minded, for example, I wouldn't mind to work with you because you basically have an idea of basically everything we'll be talking about. You understand? So I don't mind working with you. I don't mind employing you or something. Okay. Please, what about Commonwealth youth? Anyway, this goes to the international level, and I don't have much knowledge about. Let me see if please, His Excellency Alex Chris, if you're in the house, kindly raise your hand so that I permit you in to answer this question for me. Most students don't do this course, and I don't know why they don't. For me, like this, I just see it and bypass it. Anyways, so I don't know much about. Most students don't do it, and I don't know why they ignore it. Me myself, I don't know why I ignore it. I even didn't put it in the budget to talk about today or to research on today. So, what is your advice to those who want to be first-class students? To be first-class students in the University of Ghana, number one, you should be prepared to sit down to learn. In the University of Ghana, there's a lot of chillings. That one there. Especially if you're in the DE wing, you come and meet. If you are in the DE wing, you come and meet some guys and ladies called pilots, the pilot community. And they chill a lot. But the thing is that if you want to obtain first class, unless you are in that community, The reason is that, first of all, they are the largest community when it comes to the DE wing. Almost every student you meet in level 200, 300, 400, 100, majority will tell you they are from the pilot community. As example, our past SRC president, His Excellency VC Jumani, is from the community, is part of the community. The current SRC president, His Excellency Alex Quason, is also from the pilot community. You see? And Alhamdulillah, praise be to the Almighty. The one who got the best students, which we call hey, the name is escaping me. Oh, if I remember, that's the best student. He's from the DE wing, the overall best student, the whole Legon. Oh, I've forgotten, but if I remember, someone remembers, the person should type it for me. The person is from the DE wing, an assistant, that's the vice president. There's vice SRC president from the DE wing. He was the best this year. Yeah, so you have to be part of the pilots community. I mean, first of all, there's time for children, time for learning. Okay, time for learning and they are the largest community. They have influence over students, and they are those who organize classes. Okay, with the motive of getting students to have the fair idea of academics. From the community, we have, if, for example, I'm talking right now, you might think I'm a lecturer from the university or something like that, from the University of Ghana. I might be a lecturer or a TA in another school, but I'm a student in the University of Ghana. And I'll be talking and you think I'm someone who is like somewhat. No, I'm a student, but I'm from the pilots community. And this is the kind of confidence and level of knowledge that they produce to students. So that's number one. And number two, you don't just have to be in the community. If you're in the community, you are assumed you're in a pilots community, University of Ghana pilots community. And let me break this down. Pilot means it's an abbreviation. The P stands for it means P stands for principled, I integrated, L loyal, O outstanding, T is team. That is principled, integrated, meaning integrated from all faculties, loyal and outstanding team. Okay. If people know that you are part of the pilots community, they assume you are a genius. They assume you are an intellectual. So you have to know that it doesn't just mean that I'm in a pilot community and that's the end. No, you can be in a pilot community and be getting Fs. Why? Because you have to prove that you are from the pilot community. You have to sit down and learn and ask those who have made it there, and then they guide you. You have to find a mentor from the captain. We call the leaders in the community captains. You have to, and if you can't meet them talking, teaching, lecturing, you might think they are lecturers, but that's not the case. If you're a genius, that's when you have to prove yourself. If you're in the community, you can also be in the university, not be in the pilot community, but you make sure you affiliate yourself with people who can mentor you. You can't be that. One thing is that, and we were told also when we got admission, and it's true, you can't, in university, you don't do like, I want to be the best. No. Okay, you don't have to be like, I want to be the best, and you'll be hiding some knowledge from your friends and all that. And also, you don't learn always on your own. In university, you can't do it on your own. Okay, you can't do it on your own. It's not like senior high. Okay, that you can do things on your own, and then no, you always have to be in group, even if you are 5. Okay, even if you are 5, you have to be with someone. You have to talk to someone. You have to sit down and debate with someone on an issue and all that intellectually. You can't do it on your own. You have to associate yourself, and that is why we are more proud to be members of the pilot community, because that's what it gives us the chance to relate with, to get the connections, to relate with a lot of people when it comes to academics. And when we go to meeting, that's where we debate on issues and all that. And if you are in a meeting and there's an issue, you have to debate on it intellectually. It proves like your confidence. It builds your confidence. And that's where, if you are writing, you prove to the lecturer that, yes, I know what I'm doing. I always tell my students in the pilots committee or my colleagues when I'm teaching them that, you see, I used to tell them jokingly that when I'm writing exams, when they bring the paper to me and I start to write, I feel like I'm teaching you people in the pilot committee. I feel like I'm teaching you people. I write to the lecturer as if I'm teaching him or her because of the confidence you people have given to me. Yeah, so if you want to make it to first class, I'm not saying I'm a first class student or second class upper student. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but that's the steps we follow. You don't do it on your own. If you come, not necessarily pilot community, but just that's the largest. So when you come to campus, that's what you'll be hearing. But you can also do something on your own, but just make sure you don't be selfish on your own. You can't do it on your own. Trust me. Let me tell you this. It's not a joke, but we find it to be a joke. When we came to level 100, there was this guy. He came to our room on campus. I mean, Legon main campus. He came to our room when it was close to exams, and when he came there, he has heard of Siddik Salis, Supremo, those kind of guys. He has heard of the pilot guys, and he came there and he was expecting us, like, you know, when you, for example, the way I'm talking, you expect me to be like some bookworm kind of person and all that, and some serious kind of person. So he came to our room, and then when he got there, we were just fooling. We were doing karaoke, some nonsense stuff, and then this guy, like, I think he was a bit disappointed, and he was seated quietly, and then he took one partner from us, like one guy, and then they were revising some logic kind of stuff, like, so that we will feel like ahead of you people, and I've come to you and then see what you people are doing. You are just fooling. That's what he wanted to prove to us. And to a no serious student, Charlie, he was seriously. Now we're going to write logic level 100. That's UGRC 150. So then there, at that moment, the joke he said was, for him, he wants to become the best student of our time. The best student of our time. Yeah, we call it valedictorian. Valedictorian. That's the name for the best student. Valedictorian. So he said he wants to become the best student. Now, you don't have to have that kind of mentality in the university community. Why? Because in a school like University of Ghana, we have people from all backgrounds, geniuses from all backgrounds. You don't know who you are. You will see someone as an old man, hey, but the kind of brains he has, with experiences, you think, oh, we don't mean this and Charlie, stop. There's this man. He's a chief in the north, Chief Mahmoud. He's a chief, like a chief in the north. The man showed me his GPA. He was getting close to 3.6. That's first class. And you see a lot of young guys like us with 1.0 and 1.5 and 1.7 and 2. This, he showed it to me. He came to thank me on campus for something he said I did for him. I didn't know. I wrote a book in psychology, in biological psychology, a handout, like a compilation. And it was in PDF form. So it was circulated and he got one. And he said that is what he used in getting his A in biological psychology. So he came to thank me, and then he showed me his GPA to thank me that Charlie, I've done well for him and this. So this man, old man, he's a retired soldier, an old man. So in the university, you don't belittle anyone, you don't abase anyone. Why? Because people are so you don't make your mind, I have to become the best. No, just make yourself free, do what is necessary, and leave the rest to God. You understand? That shouldn't be your mentality. This guy, as I'm talking to you, he started, like, he came to me. That's the reason I'm narrating this joke. I said it's a joke because of what he said. The mentality he was having. So he was doing everything on his own. He, like, everything in his book, in his armpit, everything. He doesn't join the pilot meetings and all that, like our lessons and all that. He doesn't join. He was doing, like, trying to be the best. Now he came to me. He was asking me, Charlie, can you give me the calculation of second class, lower or upper? Like, what do I need to become to get to second class, lower or upper? So, and I was saying it in my head. Yeah, next time, come to the university and come and be doing selfish to become best students. Now, I feel I will pray second class, lower. So you see, to become a first class student, yeah, that should be your target in the first place. But make sure you associate yourself. The university is a community of links. If a university, a community of, how do you call it? Affiliation, where you know people, but you wouldn't know which kind of people they are Okay, some are going to become the next presidents of the country. Some are going to become the MPs and the ministers. Some are going to become the business tycoons and all that. So you just have to be flexible, and you do the necessary stuff. What you have to do is learn before lectures, learn before even school resumes. And when school resumes, get yourself involved in a community like the pilots community, in the group studies, and debate what you have learned, and then not necessarily always debating, listen to others' opinions and all that. You have to be open-minded, but you have to learn first, and then go and prove yourself when there are meetings or when there's tutorials. Okay, so let me go to the next one. I've said a lot about this. Okay, what about public administration? I learned there is a bit of, this is from Erica. Okay. What about public administration? I learned there is a bit of accounting and economics, and I did none in SHS. How true is that? Wow, beautiful. It's true. There's accounting and economics. I've mentioned that already. Guess what? I did art, that's general art in school. So I did this kind of government and so stuff and those stuff. And then when I finished, I put it aside and I went to do science because I wanted to do mechanical engineering. So it means I have nothing to do with business. But what happened in SHS is that during my WASI program, I was doing 4 electives, 4 core, like we all know. But I got the notice that they need only 3 core and 3 electives at the university level. So I didn't pay attention to economics. I did economics when I was doing ACT. I didn't pay attention, so I decided to fail. And by the will of God, God being on my side, I got F. I got F in economics. That's in the SHS. I decided to fail, and I got my F. But when I was choosing, then I later went to read science because I wanted to become a scientist, and today that's where I'm heading towards. When I was choosing my courses, I didn't know that HR had to do with HR and public admin have something to do with the course I didn't pay attention to. That's economics, micro and macro economics, and then accounting, financial accounting. So I just chose the course. I thought it was a reading course, just a reading course, yes. So I chose the course, and then when we were about to go to level 200, I heard that we'll be doing accounting and economics. I said, yay! But then there's always one thing in my mind, that I can do anything possible, anything by the will of God. So what I did is I started looking out for how that's the teaching of the pilots, how I can have a prior studies before school resumes. So there is this man in the pilots community. He is now going to read his doctorate. We call him Sarkodie. So he organizes classes in the business, under the business school. I organize my classes under psychology. He does it under the business school, University of Ghana Business School. So he organized those courses. So we attend those courses, and I prepared my mind that I'm going to do it. And then trust me, I got my A's and B's. And then because they will be 4, accounting 1 and 2, and then economics, micro and macro. So I got my A's from it, I got my B's, and I got my C. Anyways, so I was able to make it. Okay. I even got A in accounting 2, A, financial like that. I never did it in SHS. So it means I never did accounting and I never did economics. I never attended economics class. So I never did accounting, but I was able to make A's. Okay. So you can make it, it should be prepared. You should be prepared. That's all. So you have pure classes. And you can take my number 0245007742, and it's on the platforms, the WhatsApp platforms. You can take my number and then WhatsApp me, and then I will take it from there. Okay. So what's your advice to those who want to be? Okay, I've answered this already. What course can lead you to become a diplomat? If you want to become a diplomat, then you read not diploma, it's diplomat. Then you read political science. Okay. Yeah. Please, are there any sub-programs under any of the courses? Example, human resource management, psychology, and information studies. And I also learned we will be doing some UGRC courses. Can you enlighten us a bit in this regard? Yes, there are courses aside your main courses, but they are the UGRCs. Okay. UGRC means University of Ghana required courses. They are required courses. Required, like core in SHS. SHS, you'll be doing let's say business. Business is your elective, okay? And then we have core, like English, maths, and University of Ghana to have business courses, required courses up to level 200. When you finish level 200, it's done. Okay, when you finish level 200, it's done. I hope you understand. So what are the UGRCs? They are quite a number. We have numeracy. You see, numeracy is mathematics, the one you did in Access. We have academic writing. You did it in Access, so you need to have, like, you have to prepare for it. It's there. And numeracy, you do it for the first semester, but for academic writing, you do it first semester in level 100, and then first semester in level 200. So we have numeracy, we have academic writing, we have food and nutrition. Food and nutrition, you have to choose between food and nutrition. That's food and nutrition and geohazard. Okay, geohazard, that's geography and hazard. Okay, I did food and nutrition anyway. Yeah, so these are the UGRCs I can remember. And then we have, if you are doing BSc, we have, how do you call it, literature. Okay, I think literature, is it UGBS or UGRC? Yeah, I think it's UGBS. Yeah. So these are, so me, I did food and nutrition and I enjoyed it. Tempo did geohazard. This from Clement. So Clement, I've answered your question and hopefully you understand. What about diploma in youth in development work? Okay, like I said, most students don't choose this. I think those who choose this, they have some link or some people who tell them to come and do this, something like that. I don't think most students don't have any idea about it. Most students don't do it. I myself, I don't know the reason why I don't do it. But I think some people, maybe they know what they have, they know what they have in mind, and they come to do it by the advice of their superiors or something like that. Ellen, okay, so Ellen, you can ask your question. Your hand is up. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Ellen, if you are listening to me, good evening.
Okay, please, I wanted to ask, what about adult education? What it entails?
Okay, I've already made.
Yeah, I didn't come online earlier. That's
okay,
why.
Okay. Anyway, adult education has to do with a bit of sociology, a bit of psychology. Okay, and then all into education. Okay. Do you mean in the degree level, at the degree level or diploma level?
Anyone.
Okay, so
or it's different based on the. Is it different from the degree and the?
Yes, at the degree level, you have to choose adult education with something else, like psychology or information studies or something else. Degree, you don't do one thing. Okay, but at the diploma level, you do only that, and then it comes with some packages like a bit of sociology, a bit of psychology, a bit of this and that. I hope you understand. So with that one, you don't have to do any mathematics thing and all that. And like I said, it gives you the opportunity. It gives you the opportunity to read any course you want to read at the degree level. If that's from the diploma level, it will give you any opportunity to read at the degree level. When you read it at a degree level, let's say with a combination of psychology, then you are good to go. It gives you easy access to get a first class or second class upper at the degree level. And when you have to do that at the degree level and you graduate, you have a lot of chances in public organizations, industries, and a whole lot. Okay, so Clement, let me read a written one here and then come to those who have raised their hands quickly. Please, Siddik.
Okay.
I heard. Okay, so someone is saying, this is from Kennedy Akufu. Please, Siddik, I heard you saying I can study information studies and later do computer science. Please, how do I follow such trend? Information studies have to do with everything information management, information technology, that's IT, and a whole lot. So when you finish your degree in that, if you are applying with, let's say, WASI or something, it's easy for you to read BSc in information technology. Okay, so that one you go straight into that. But if you are doing information studies, it's generally the information technology is part of it. So after that, your second degree you'll be doing, or your master's, then you apply for computer science. I hope you understand. With that one, you have your degree already, so you apply for computer science. And Kennedy, I hope I've answered your question. Clement, you can ask your question.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Siddik.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, with regards to the human resource psychology and
Information.
information studies I asked earlier on, I wanted to know if there are sub courses under the programs outlined. For instance, those combinations, are there any other sub courses under them, like human resource, any other programs?
Yes, you see, when you are reading human resource, at first I thought it was just you go and then it's human resource. You see HR course and you read down to level 400. Okay, but not knowing it's combinations. It's combinations that makes you a human resource manager. So you'll be reading business admin and public admin level 100 first semester. Then you'll be reading computing in business and business management. Level 100, you read business administration, but level 100 second semester, you'll be reading business management with computing in business. Then level 200, you'll be reading accounting. And here I'm talking about only HR, under HR. Level 200, you'll be reading accounting, financial accounting 1, and then microeconomics. Level 200, yes, and then with law, commercial law 1. Level 200, you continue with macro, not micro again, macro economics, financial accounting 2, and then commercial law 2. So then level 300, then you move on with stuff like computer applications in business, labor law, and organizational behavior. So there are combinations will come together to make up the HR. I hope you understand.
Oh, okay.
So you have
I understand.
Okay, so I hope I've answered.
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, you've answered that one. However,
psychology and information studies.
Question to
psychology and information studies, for them, they are build up courses. They are not like sub.
Yeah, you mentioned something regarding.
Your network is bad, so when it's right,
Hello?
you let me know. Yeah, I'm listening.
Hello?
I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm saying that, yeah, you made mention of economics and
accounting.
You mentioned a couple of accounting, yes. Yeah. And so for us who don't have any background in such programs or courses,
okay,
what do you recommend? What do you advise?
Okay, you weren't listening to me when I explained.
I personally don't have a background in economics and accounting.
Okay, I think you weren't listening to me when I was explaining my side of the story too. That I wasn't also. I don't also have a background. I don't have a background in those courses.
Online.
Okay, I also don't have a background in those courses. But what happened is that I sat down. Are you listening? I sat down and then, went for the classes being organized by the pilot community with one man heading that non-BISAC Codier. So what we do in the pilot community mostly is that we start classes before the school resumes. So that's what I did. Because I don't have a background in accounting and economics, we went to those classes, and then before school resumed, we already know everything that is about to be taught. So that gave us a very strong backbone in those courses. So that's what you have to do. So you don't have to be scared at all. You don't have to be scared at all. Okay, so Nokia 2, your name is not appearing, so forgive me, Nokia 2. You can ask your question. Okay, if the question is not coming, let me read what I have here. Okay, guys, the chats are gone. What was I addressing by then? All the chats are gone.
Yeah, Mr. Siddik, please, you are addressing Clement's question. I was saying I don't have a background. I don't have a background economics and accounting.
Okay, so I said
that's related to the course that I chose.
Okay, so I answered that what I did also, I didn't also have a background like many others too. So what we do in the pilots community usually is that we start classes with one of the captains. The one who used to organize the classes for the business courses like accounting and economics, his name is Sarkodie in the pilots community, okay? So we start those classes before school resumes. Do you understand? For example, you see right now we are home and we have a course ahead of us in psychology, known as statistical psychology or psychostat, or statistics for psychologists. And I'm teaching that course. I normally teach the courses under psychology in the pilot community. So we started way back, and now school is about to resume in June. So before school resumes in June, we are done, or we have a fair idea, so we don't struggle. So the same applies to accounting and the others, okay? The accounting and others too. We go to classes, someone will select someone like the way Sarkodie do, we'll attend those classes before school resumes. So before school resumes, we have a fair idea or a complete idea about financial accounting and economics. You understand? You just have to prepare your mind that there's nothing you can't do. That's the key. Okay, so there's a question, please, will the diploma lectures be on weekend or weekdays? Let me tell you this quickly before we move on. You see, if you have that card, University of Ghana student card, UG card, as a student, student card, you are a student of University of Ghana, you can attend classes on either main campus or city campus during the weekdays or the weekend. But your official lectures or tutorials are on weekends. That's official. That's what is known in books. But when you attend regular class on main campus, no one will ask you anything. Okay? So when you're a diploma student, what you have to do is you go to campus and then look out for their timetable for their class. And you can attend classes during weekdays on main campus. Or if you work on weekdays, then you can choose to be